Hello, and welcome to episode 69 of Rivers Arcade Review. My name is Ed. My channel is dedicated to the coin-operated video games of yesteryear. Today I'll be reviewing a game from my past, Metrocross. Metrocross was released in 1985 by Namco. My first time playing this game was at Laredo Lanes in Chicago, Illinois. Metrocross is a side-scrolling obstacle course type game. You control the runner with a 4-way joystick and a jump button. You must make your way through a blue and white tiled floor that is 5 tiles high and scrolls to the left as you move your runner. You run across a hallway of a space station that is riddled with obstacles and enemies in a race against the clock to get to your goal. There are also bonus items and power-ups that will help you with your trek across the floors. Unlike games of that time, you only receive 1 life, and being touched by an enemy or an obstacle will not cause loss of a life, but it will slow you down, costing you time. If you don't reach the goal before the time runs out, your game will end. The game begins with a ready, set, go countdown before you can begin moving your character to the right. Moving the joystick to the right will cause the runner to move faster and advance toward the center of the playfield. And when you move your joystick to the left, the runner will move towards the left of the screen and could eventually stop. You can use your speed control to avoid enemies and obstacles. Pressing the joystick up or down will move your character accordingly. First of all, the floor of the hallway has different tiles that will hinder your run. The blue and white tiles are normal tiles and will not hinder your run at all. There are green tiles across the floor that are very slick and will slow down your run. It will take approximately 5 times longer to cross each green tile as it will take to run across normal ones. The next tile obstacle are the glass tiles. Just like their name, these tiles are made of glass, and if you try to run across one, you will fall through them. If you fall through a glass tile, you will disappear from the playfield for about 1 3/4 seconds. You will automatically be ejected from these tiles after you fall through. You need to make sure you don't steer your runner into another glass tile or enemy because you are not guaranteed a safe landing. The last tile obstacle are the spring trap tiles. These tiles will have a horizontal slit in them, and stepping at one will cause it to explode, sending you upward nearly off the top of the screen. You will spin several times and land on your back, and this whole endeavor will leave you unable to control your runner for about 2 1/3 seconds. And just like I mentioned with the glass tiles, landing could put you in the path of another enemy. There are also stationary obstacles you need to contend with. The first are the hurdles. Just like hurdles at a track meet, you need to jump over these hurdles or you'll trip over them. Tripping on a hurdle will cause you to stumble and you will be out of control for about 2/3 of a second. The hardest tile obstacle you will come across will be the rising wall tiles. Similar to the hurdles, you will need to either avoid or jump these obstacles, although these walls will rise and lower, so timing jumps will be difficult. Running into one of these walls will cause you to stumble and lose control for about 1 second. There are also several moving enemies you will encounter along your way. The first obstacle you will come across will be large red Coke cans. These cans will appear from the right and will roll to the left and will need to be jumped over, or they will roll over you and flattening you, leaving you unable to move for about half a second. If you try to jump these cans but mistime it, you will trip over the top and you will flip forward and will be out of control of your runner for about 2/3 of a second, although you will still gain forward movement, although you could still stumble into another obstacle. There are also red cubes that will roll vertically across the floors. These cubes need to be avoided or jumped over, although jumping can cause issues because due to the shape of this object, there are highs and lows as the cube moves, so if you jump when it is at its highest point, you can trip, causing you to lose control of your character. There are also large tires that will bounce across the playfield. These tires need to be avoided because you cannot jump over them. There are also green aliens that will jump around the playfield. If one of these aliens contacts you, it will grab onto you and it will slow you down. The only way to shake these enemies is to move the joystick left and right repeatedly. If you don't shake these enemies, they will hang onto you for several seconds or until you either get crushed or trip on an obstacle. There are also large chess pieces that will jump around the playfield, and if you contact one, you will be stunned for about 1 1/3 seconds. There are a few power-ups that will help or reward extra points. The first will be small blue cola cans. If you run into them, you will kick them out of the way and you will earn bonus points. Although if you could time your jump properly, you will be able to land on top of these cans and crush them, and you will be able to stop the clock for about 2 seconds. There are also yellow springboards placed throughout the floor of the space station. If you run over a springboard, you'll be launched forward and land safely about 4 tiles to the right in about 7/10 of a second. You can get a super jump if you press the jump button right as you are about to leave the board. Timing the jump properly will allow you to jump safely about 8 tiles to the right in just over 9/10 of a second. There will also be an occasional green soda can, and collecting it will give you extra speed. You will move about 50% faster than normal. You will not only run faster, but recover faster. Another power-up is the yellow skateboard. If you are able to grab the skateboard, you are able to ride at a faster speed. You'll be able to ride about 6 times faster than running, although running into an obstacle or jumping will cause you to lose the board. Also, while riding on the skateboard, you can roll through the green tiles without losing any speed. This game consists of 32 rounds overall. Each round will involve a different series of obstacles mentioned earlier. Each round will begin with a set number of seconds on the timer. If the timer reaches 10 seconds, there will be a warning of sparks exploding throughout the playfield warning you that you are almost out of time. And once the timer runs out, your game will end. Once you enter the frame of the goal line, the clock will stop and your runner will stand there winded and you will receive 50 points for every tenth of a second you have remaining. Your remaining time will also be displayed at the bottom right of your scoring display. You will accumulate the time on the lower right for 3 rounds. Once you begin the 4th round, and every 4 rounds thereafter, you will play a special round, in which you will be credited with the time you carried over from the 3 previous rounds. The extra time will be added to the base time of the level, giving you extra time to clear the round. If you clear this round, you will still receive 50 points for each tenth of a second on the basic clock, but you will receive 100 points for every tenth of a second on the bonus clock. The scoring for the game is as follows. You will earn 50 points for every 3 tiles you cross to the right. You will earn 100 points for kicking a can once, 500 points for kicking the same can twice, 1,000 points for kicking it 3 times, 2,000 points for kicking it a 4th time, and if you can kick the same can 5 times, you'll earn 5,000 points. If you are riding the skateboard and bump into a stationary skateboard, you will earn a 2,000 point bonus. If you enter the goal while riding your skateboard, you will earn a 10,000 point bonus. Once you clear the 30-second round, you will receive a congratulations screen and your game will end. I enjoyed this game, although I found it to get very difficult very quickly, but I cannot condemn the game due to my inability to play it well. I still recommend playing it if you can find it in an arcade or on an emulator. I enjoyed this game more than Stratovox, but not as much as Jump Coaster, so Metrocross will race into the 60th position overall. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any games you'd like me to review, please leave a message below or on my homepage. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned to new videos every Wednesday and Sunday.